All right, let's stay with these Friday college football games. 7:30 p.m. Minnesota Golden Gophers did not look good. On Saturday at Maryland Terrapins.
Tell me about it.
Both teams coming off big losses, but Maryland takes a cake here. 43-3 beatdown at Northwestern. They were outgained 537 to 207. Talia, Tua's brother, looked awful. Jesus. Tagovailoa, 14 of 25, 94 yards, and 3 picks. Minnesota coming off disappointing 49-24 loss at home to Michigan. I was on him plus 3.5. Lot is expected of Tanner Morgan after 30 TDs and 7 picks last year. He did not look good. 18 of 31, 197 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Mohamed Ibrahim did look good. 140 yards, 2 TDs on 26 carries. Rashad Bateman, 9 catches for 101 yards. I mean, he's excellent, but they got beaten bad. This is a tricky spot. 2 teams coming off bad losses here. Minnesota is 20.5-point favorites on the road. That has gone down to 20 and 19.5 at some books. And this total 59.5 or 60. John Ryan, Big Ten, Golden Gophers, Terrapins.
Well, I had the Gophers, as everybody knows, and it was pretty disappointing to see what happened. And while I was watching the game, I was trying to figure out whether it was Michigan's defense that I underestimated and they were playing lights out, or whether it was the change in offensive. They have a new offensive coordinator at Minnesota. His name's Mike Sanford. And last year they ran an RPO, run pass option, and it worked well. And I'm not sure why they changed and didn't stick with it. I guess, every offensive coordinator tries to match the skill sets appropriately. But you're right in what you said. Morgan looked really, really confused at times. And the wide receivers for Minnesota, last year I saw them as being elite. They got separation from the defender within 2.5 seconds of the snap. I didn't see that in this game. Michigan had so much post-snap movement that I think that alone got Morgan looking down the field with deer in the headlights, literally. There was times that he looked sharp. The Minnesota ground game actually pushed the Minnesota defense around as well. So I can't bring anything. There's no takeaways from this game for me. I think that if Michigan goes up against Ohio State, they're gonna get absolutely destroyed at the line of scrimmage, and we all know what that means. But I do think in this game, Minnesota, this is, you get a slapped in the face in the Big Ten, and the teams that get slapped in the face, they get their act together, the focus is there, and they'll come out and take care of what appears to be a really, the new, I hate to even compare them to Rutgers of past, but it seems like Maryland is that new, they have that new icon on their jersey. So I like Minnesota this week. They're supported by playing against underdogs of 10 to 20 points after being outrushed by 150 yards in their last game. Simple system, trying to keep it simple for the show, but that's won 64% of the time over the last 5 seasons. And I'm confident with Minnesota. That's going to be a best bet for me.
Wow, a best bet. Is this a first half and full game double up possibility, John?
Yeah, I like the first half too. For obvious reasons, that if I'm right with the slap in the face and Maryland not feeling so good about themselves. And by the way, Northwestern beat them by 40 points. That was the first time that happened since 1970. So Northwestern beating a conference opponent by 40 or more hasn't happened since 1970. So, I guess kudos to them. And I won't waste time going over the number of games where they lost by 40 since 1970, but it's extensive.
Minnesota, Maryland, best bet material for the Golden Gophers from John Ryan. C-Mac, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Is Northwestern really that good? And is Maryland this bad? I think Maryland is this bad. They've been bad last year. And Tua's brother with 3 picks, he did not look good. I'm hemming and hawing here on this one, Jimmy, because if I got to take it, I got to take it now because I don't want it to go over 3 touchdowns. So, and I'm looking at the first half, like John said. I think Minnesota, and I can't believe I'm going back to them right now. But in this spot, Maryland was really bad. I think Fleck has them ready to go. I think Morgan plays better. Definitely like the first half, and I might roll full game. Can you give me the end here or later today? Because I might have to jump on this. I know it's going to go over. As through the week, it'll go up. They'll be favored. Minnesota will be favored, I think, by 24, 23. It'll go up. So that's my lean here. More than a lean. I might play it.
More than a lean to a play. And John Ryan, best bet material. Let's hear what Noli Knows has to say about this spot. Big Ten action on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the stats, you see a lot of offense on the last few games. I mean, for the opponents, each team giving up over 450 yards. You look at Maryland giving up 537 yards. And when you watch that game, Northwestern was pretty much able to do whatever they wanted. We wanted to run the ball. They wanted to throw the ball. They could do pretty much whatever they want. And that's a run-first team, a team that is looking to produce more offensively. But Maryland's defense looked awful. And Minnesota, Michigan, I think, was a little bit underrated going into this game, more so than Minnesota being overrated. Minnesota did come out, I think, a bit flat to begin the game. They were able to get going a little bit on their offense. But here in this particular game going between these two teams, you look at last year's matchup, 52-10 for Minnesota, and I expect more of that. There's nothing that I liked out of Maryland, whether on the offensive side or defense. On offense, they only rushed for 64 yards, only threw for 143. I mean, I do like Northwestern's defense, so I like what they're capable of doing. I don't think Minnesota's defense is that great. I would lean towards the over. And I would lean towards Minnesota, but just not comfortable laying those points.
The team total is not out yet. Michael Irvelina asking about the team total here. So don't know what it's going to be. Dennis Garcia says it'll be around 40 and was thinking about that angle as well. The team total over for mini team total over. All right, there you have it. That's Friday night, Big Ten action, Minnesota, Maryland. Maxwell Smart saying Minnesota team total will be something I look to get on. And